Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Andree and I teach at JCC in Newton. Let's begin with the legs cross-seated on a support or on the floor. Today you're going to need a chair, which is optional because I will show a modification if you don't have a chair. So we're going to use a chair, 2 blocks, a blanket, and a strap. Okay, we're going to do hip opening and shoulder opening, revisiting those 2 parts of the body. Okay, begin by closing your eyes for a couple of breaths, letting your hands rest naturally on your knees. Drop the shoulders and keep the head floating above your neck. And observe the movement of the breath. And then slowly open your eyes. Let's begin by interlacing the fingers. So notice that when you do it naturally, in my case, my left index finger is on top. So when I ask you to switch, then you switch the index finger is on top. Okay, so let's cross out the fingers, press the palms forward, and then extend the arms over your head. Reach up. Connecting the arms to the shoulders, connecting the shoulders to the hips, and then lower the arms down. Change the cross of your fingers. Press the palms forward. On an inhale, extend the arms up. Reach up as you're rooting the sitting bones to the floor or the blanket. Exhaling. Let the arms reach out to the side, all the way down. Bring your heads back to your knees. Take a couple of breaths in the center. Now with your next inhale, extend your right arm up. And then lean to your left. Press the right sitting bone down as you stretch to your left side. Rotating the chest to the ceiling. Inhaling, come up. Try to use the core as you come up. Bring the arms up. And then go to the other side. Coming back to the center. Bring your hands back to your knees. Now let's take a strap. And we are going to use the strap for doing half hero pose. Ego pose, half ego pose. Okay, so you're going to stretch your right arm out, bend at the elbow, and take your left arm out to the side, turn the palm to face back, and grab the strap behind. And stretch the right armpit to the shoulders. Try not to have the head come forward. Keep the head balanced evenly on the neck. And then exhale, release. Again, coming back to the center. Taking your strap in your other hand, your left hand. Stretch the arm up, bend at the elbow. Take your right arm out to the side, turn the palm to face back, and grab the strap behind. Opening the left side of your shoulder. Keep breathing. You could even close your eyes. Sometimes I close my eyes to get in contact closer to what my body is feeling. And then exhale, release. And place your strap to the side. Now take the right side of your head and gently press the head out to the side. Come back to the center and stretch to the other side. And come back to the center. We are going to begin in reclined cobblers pose. So you are going to use a blanket because I want the spine to be supported. So you want to have a nice ledge. You're going to sit and lie back. Now you want to make sure that when you lie back, you have no discomfort in your lumbar spine. If the blanket is too low, it's going to feel uncomfortable. So take the time to adjust. Bring the sole of the feet together. Let's extend the arms over your head. And then bring the arms by your side. So we're going to float the knees open and close with the breath. So you're going to inhale, knees together. Exhale. Inhaling the knees together. Exhaling to cobblers pose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now let's change the breath. Now you're going to exhale as you bring the knees together. Inhale as you put them apart. So let's exhale the knees together. Inhale, opening the knees. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now stretch your legs out. Keep them hip width apart. Stretch your arms over your head. Extend your arms up. Exhaling, bring your knees in, roll to your side, and let's come to our hands and knees. Okay, you want to have the shoulders right above the wrist. Taking a few breaths here. And tuck your toes under and press to downward facing dog. Now walk your legs, your feet way back until it's impossible for you to bring your heels to the floor. And rooting the hands, you still try to bring your heels to the floor, but now you're doing the pose for your spine. And come to your knees to child's pose. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Again, separate your hands and your feet away from each other. Long dog pose. So this may be a little bit more, less stability in your dog pose when you do that. So let's experiment with bringing the feet in until your heels are together on the floor, if you can. Just observe here the difference. And I'll walk back again. So this is the one we're going to use today every time we go back to downward facing dog. Now walk your feet toward your hands. As you inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale. The arms down by your side. Okay, we're going to begin with standing poses. The standing poses, warrior two, which we're going to touch, and then triangle pose, and we're going to practice silent stretch. So you want to have your blocks. So if you have two blocks, then you're allowed to fish for the block. So stand in the center of your mat and separate your feet nice and wide. Now you could jump to do that if you want to. Okay, pause there. Have your hands on your hips for now. Pause. Feel the energy in your legs. Now let's extend the arms over the head. And then bring the arms down, palm facing the floor. Turn your right foot out and your left foot in. And then bend your front knee, warrior two. Inhale back to the center. Let's go to the other side. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhaling back to the center. Place your hands on your hips. Now take your block. You can place your hand on your ankle if you don't want to use a block. Okay, let's extend the arms out. Exhaling the arms out to the side. Turn the left foot and right foot out. And come into triangle pose. Place your other hand on your hip. And then begin to rotate the belly to the ceiling. Keep your head moving away from the hips, head back, and then bring the top arm to the ceiling. Keep the head back. You're going to inhale, come up. And let's go to the other side. If you are using a block, have your block on the other side. Extend the arms out. Extend the arms over the head, and then bring the arms out. Exhale to triangle pose. Place your right hand on your hip. Rotate the belly to the ceiling. Bring the top arm up. And then inhale, come up. Let's bring the feet together, place your hands on your hips. Pause there. Now we're going to go to triangle pose again. And from triangle pose, we're going to do side angle stretch. So we're going to use the block. Okay, so turn your right foot out, have your block by the ankle. Extend the arms out. Exhale, come into triangle pose with your hand on the block. Now place your left hand on your hip. Adjust your feet because you want to have a lot of separation. And now you're going to bend your front knee. As you bend your front knee, keep extending to the back leg. Press your knee against your arm. Concentrate on that twist, the belly twisting up toward the ceiling. And then bring the top arm by your ear. Inhale and come up. Let's go to the other side. Make sure your block is by your ankle. Extend the arms. Exhale to triangle pose. Place your hand on your hip. Rotating the belly to the ceiling. Bend your front knee. Side angle stretch. Keep pressing your knee into your arm. Pressing the front of your thigh back. And then bring the arm, tap on by your ear. Inhaling, come up. Bring your feet together. Or jump your feet together. Okay, let's go into a downward facing dog. Move your blocks to the side. Stand with your feet hip width apart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, stretch your spine. Exhale, step to downward facing dog again. Step your feet way back. And come to your knees to child's pose. Keep your knees apart. Sit on your heels and bring your forehead down. And sit up. The next pose we're going to do is a lunge. We're going to go from a low lunge to a high lunge into a twist. Okay, we're going to use the block for that. So let's come to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Place the block on the inside of your left foot. Place your other hand on your hip. Now begin to turn to your left. Breathing in, keep that back leg fully extended. And then come back to the center. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Block on the inside of the foot, your other hand on your hip. Begin to twist to the right. Keep that back leg fully extended. Keep the hips compact. And then exhale to the center to downward facing dog. And let's continue to child's pose. Let's return to downward facing dog. Then step the right foot forward, releasing your knee down to the floor. Extend the arms over your head. Bring the palms to the center of your heart. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. Keep the right hip moving in, tuck your toes under, and if you can, lift the back knee off the floor. Exhale, back to the floor, downward facing dog. Stepping the left foot forward, right knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Bring the palm to the center of your heart. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. Tuck your toes under and lift the right knee off the floor. Exhaling, knee back down, downward facing dog. And come to your knees to child's pose. And let's sit up. Okay, let's sit with our legs wide apart. Place your hands behind you and lift the spine. And you can bring your hands down and see, can you maintain the lift of your spine? And you're going to swing to your left and swing to your right. To the left and to the right. Let's do this one more time. To the left and to the right. Now bend your right knee and place your foot on the inside of your left leg. Stabilize your body here. You can extend the arms over your head. As we said, turn toward your extended leg, which is your left leg, and then hinge forward. Grab the foot or use a strap. Keep the spine long. So we're not trying to bend over, we're not trying to bring the head to the shin, we're just experiencing the spine lengthening. Now you're going to keep hold on to the strap or grab your big toe, place your elbow on the inside of your knee, place your other hand on your hip, and now begin to twist to the ceiling. Rotate the belly toward the ceiling. And bring the top arm by your ear. Again, this is optional. You could keep your hand on your hip. Inhaling, come back up. Extend your right leg back to the center. Long spine. Now bend your left knee, place a foot on the inside of your right leg. Extend the arms over your head. Turn toward your right leg and then come into a spine extension, not quite a forward bend. So you're not releasing. You're trying to keep the back flat as much as you can. So there's a feeling in the back. Now grab your big toe or use your strap, place your elbow on the inside of your right knee, place your other hand on your hip and begin to twist open to the ceiling. You can stay here or bring the top arm by your ear. Inhale, come up. Stretch both legs. Feel your body as you're sitting. Even bring your hands behind you if it's hard for you to keep the spine lengthening. Now you're going to bring your legs together and you're going to sit in Dandasana, staff pose. You can use a blanket for this one because we are going to go deeper into a twist and you want the spine to be lengthening. Okay, the blanket is optional. You're going to bend your right knee, bring your foot all the way in. Pause here, let the spine lengthen. Bring awareness to your left leg. So you want your left leg to not go out to the side. You want the left leg to be fully engaged. Okay, you're going to place your left hand behind you, stretch your right arm up, and then bring the elbow or the upper arm or shoulder on the inside of your knee, and then come into a twist. So press the knee out. Breathe. You could look forward or you could look sideways. Now let's return to the center. Place your hands behind you, keep the right knee bent. Now stretch your left arm up and then turn. Bring your elbow to the outside of your knee, press your knee against your arm, come into a reverse twist. Come back to the center and stretch both legs. Now bending your left knee. You want to bring the foot as close to you as you can. If you find that it's easier for you to have the foot a little bit out, then do that. Now lengthen the spine. Now place your right hand behind you, stretch your left arm up, and then bring your shoulder or upper arm to the inside your knee. Press your knee against your arm into an open twist. Stay mindful of the right leg. Keep your head back. Exhale, release to the center. Take your left hand behind you, stretch your right arm up, get length, and then twist to your left. Press your knee against your arm. Don't force the twist, just move into it. And exhale, release back to the center, both legs extended. You can stretch a little bit forward if it feels good to you, but don't come all the way. Keep pressing the back of your knees to the floor. Keep the spine lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Keep the elbows wide. As you release it, maybe a little bit more forward. So notice that maybe one leg feels like it's stretching more than the other leg. You know, you gotta let your head drop. Keep the elbows up. And inhale, come up. So we are going to do a side stretch, and we're going to use a blanket. And the blanket is going to be for underneath the armpit of the shoulders. So, fold your blanket, doesn't have to be very high. You're going to lie on your side and lie down so that the blanket is right in the armpit of the shoulder. And place the back of your head in your hand. Now, if that hurts you to bend the elbows, place the head in your hand, then you can just do the pose this way. Okay? Don't work to discomfort. So before we move, just bring your arm resting on the left side. And then just lift your top leg a little bit. Keep extending to the bottom leg. Now you're going to bend the knee, grab your ankle, place the foot on the inside of your right leg. Take your hand and press your knee out. Now you may stay here or grab your big toe or use a strap and extend your top leg up to the ceiling. Keep stretching to the heel and the ball of the foot. And then let go of the foot and then slowly bring your leg down. Using the core muscles as you make these movements. You're going to roll to the other side. So make sure the blanket is supporting the armpit of the shoulders, legs are straight. Place the back of your head in your hand. So begin to lift the top leg slightly above the bottom leg. Keep the bottom leg rooted to the floor. Now you're going to bend the knee, grab the ankle, place the foot on the inside of your left leg, and use your arm to gently press the knee out. You can stay here or just use a strap and big toe or hold on to your big toe and extend the leg up. Keep the bottom leg active. And then slowly letting go. Bring the leg back down. Okay, you're going to bend your knees. And we are going to go to chest opening. And you have a choice of using a blanket. The position is going to be the same, but you use a blanket or a block. Okay, if you use a block, you want the block to catch the edge of the block, to catch the bottom like a bra line. And if you don't have a bra, it's the T12, the bottom of your thoracic spine. So you have your legs together. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling so your head is up for now. And then we're going to test the water. So we're going to try first, and then if it's not comfortable, we're going to come up and adjust. So you begin to stretch back, so you do on the block, or the blanket. Your head should be able to touch the floor. Keep the legs together. Bring the arms down, bend the knees, And now we are going to scoot back a little bit more. So the block is going to be in a slightly different position, but still should not be on the lumbar spine. It should be above, between the lumbar spine, right in between there, the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine. Okay, so pause here, straight your arms up. Again, begin to go back. And stretch your legs, stretch the arms. And now let your arms come out to the side. Now if you feel a little bit compression in your neck, you can place a blanket underneath your head. Another thing we can do now is use your elbow, lift, curl away from the block, and then release back down. So you can do that a couple of times, training the spine to be flexible. Observe your breath. You may find a little bit more restriction in the breath in this position. You want to work into the silence. Notice if your body is responding happily to the pose. And now you're going to bend your knees, lift off your support. And we are going to use a chair for a deeper back bend. So that prepare your spine for that. You're going to take, if you don't have a chair like I do and you cannot do what I'm demonstrating, then you can repeat what you just did. So what we're going to do, we're going to use 2 blocks to place your feet on if you're using the chair. You're going to take your blanket and you want to place the blanket over the seat of the chair for comfort. Okay, now you're going to sit facing the back of the chair. So scoot forward. Again, those of you who are staying in the first position, you don't have to move, or you can adjust if you feel comfortable and lie flat. So holding on to the edge of the chair. You're going to begin to go back. You want to scoot in. So again, the edge of the chair is going to catch the T12, just like when we were on the block. You keep holding on to the chair. You get to go back, releasing back. And now stretch your legs. Stretch the arms over your head. If you're comfortable, if you're not comfortable, keep holding on to the seat. Now use your elbows to lift again between shoulder blades and go into your final pose. Keep the legs active. The arms extended. You're joyfully opening the chest and the belly. Stay as long as you can. You want to give your body a chance to release into the pose. Now to come out, you want to be very careful. First, grab the edge of the chair. Bend your knees. Press the feet down and pull yourself up. Sit back and rest your arms on the back of the chair. So if you were on the floor, you roll over to your side and take a moment lying on your side. And let's move our props to the side, except for one block. So you're going to take your block and place it between the thighs. Okay. So you want to have our 10 toes pointing forward. You want to squeeze the block. Now, bring the arms over your head. Keep squeezing the block. Again, to go back into a standing back bend. Inhale and come up. Bring the arms by your side. Continue to hug the block. Take a couple of breaths. Let's do this again. Extend the arms over your head. Reach up. Keep reaching up. Reach up. And come up. Bring the arms down. Let's take that block and place the block between our feet. So when we are standing in Tadasana, whether we have a feet together or feet hip width apart, you want the foot to rotate in. So you bring weight to the big toe mount. At the same time, you want to spread the little toe out. As you do that, then you lift the kneecaps, feel the energy in your legs, and extend the arms over your head. So we're not going to back bend here, just reach it up to the ceiling. And exhaling, bringing the arms down. Okay. So we are going to again use a block, and we are preparing for a flowing bridge. We're going to do the bridge with the block between your feet. So last time when we do bridge, we have the block between our knees. But instead, we're going to have the block between the feet. So the part of the foot that has to hug the block is, again, the inside of the foot. Okay? But at the same time, the little toe spreads out. So you lie down and you connect to your feet. So connect to the sole of the feet, pressing on the floor, and the inside of your feet pressing, hugging the block. So by having the block between your feet, it's going to enable you to keep the knees in alignment. Okay, so stretch the arms toward your feet so that you lift between the shoulder blades. And then squeezing the block, pressing the feet, come up into a bridge. Don't force it. Then exhale, release down. Always adjust in between. Lift. Again, hug the block, press the feet down, come into bridge. And release back down to the floor. So now we're going to take 2 blocks. And we're going to use the block to put our feet on for bridge. So press your feet onto the block, scoot in, and lift between the shoulder blades, even before you lift. Now press your feet down, come into bridge. Release down. Just observe to make sure that when you come up, your knees are not forward of the ankles. You try to, as much as possible, to keep your lower leg perpendicular to the floor. So we're going to do that again. So begin first by pressing the feet down. As soon as you press the feet down, your sacrum is lifted off the floor without effort. Just the action of pressing the feet down. And then keep pressing the feet down as you lift higher. Bend the elbows, lift between the shoulder blades. Let's take 5 breaths here. Keep those knees in alignment with the hips. And then slowly come back down to the floor. Bring your knees into your chest. And just rock your spine from side to side. Massage in the back. You can rotate. Let's all rotate the hips to the right. Let's do 5 rotations there. And then let's rotate the hips to the left. Let the knees move into your hands. And come back to the center. Plant the feet. And we're going to sit up for Setu Bandha. So in Setu Bandha, you want to have the whole body supported. So your hips, part of the thighs are supported on the support. And then you want, if you can, bring the shoulders to the floor. Now, if you cannot bring the shoulders to the floor, then you can use a blanket for your head. So you're going to take your 2 blocks. So if you really like Setu Bandha, you could buy, they have Setu Bandha benches. And this is what it looks like. The feet are here, and then it goes up, it comes down, and then your head is here. So this is a whole supported back bend, which is quite very nice for the spine. So since we don't have one of those, you're going to experiment with the block. So you're going to sit on the block. You're going to go back. And sit here. Can you bring your head to the floor without any discomfort in the neck? So take a moment here you can pause the video to do this. So make sure that if you're not in the right position, then you come up. Now, if you're using a block and you find the block is too harsh on your back, you can put a blanket over the block. And if your head is too far back, then you can put a blanket underneath the shoulders and the head, okay? So let's begin to stretch the right leg, stretch the left leg. Separate your legs a little wider than your hips, but don't let the legs relax. Keep the legs active, rotating in, extending arms over your head. Let the arm, now you're going to bring your fingers to the navel. And I want you to feel the breath there. Now the upper body is releasing, but the legs are very active. So there's work for the legs. And now just let the arms rest out to the side in a surrender position. Now separate your legs a little bit wider and let the legs relax. Now when you do that, it hurts your back, then go back to that position. Or just lie flat, okay? How do you relaxing the legs out to the side? You've extended the legs first before they release out to the side. So you should feel space in your spine. Now close your eyes for about 10 breaths. Let your body open. Let go of effort. Observe the quality of your breath. Observe the space in your mind. Noticing what you are thinking about. Noticing your emotions. You want to lose yourself, lose the body. Be sensitive to the sensation you are experiencing in your body. Are you holding back, or are you fully surrendering to the pose? Now you're going to bend your knees, plant the feet past there, and then you're going to roll off the block. And stay on your side for a few breaths. Push away from the floor to come up. And let's set up for Shavasana. You could do Shavasana totally flat on the floor. You may want to use a little pillow underneath your head. You're going to, or you Also, as you lie down, if you want support underneath your thighs, you can use blocks. Okay, so lower yourself onto your back. Extend your legs one at a time. Reach to your heels and then let the legs relax. Bend the elbows, scoot the shoulder blades down your back. And then fully relax, totally flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Or place your hands on your navel again. And try not to breathe into the navel. Let the lungs breathe by themselves. Very often we breathe through our brains. So breathe through the lungs. Let the navel become soft beneath your hands. Try to center yourself with the breath. Take about 10 more breaths here in this position in Shavasana. Now you can take a deeper breath. Bend your knees. And roll to your side. Come up to seated position. Join your palms. As you exhale, bow to yourself with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and have a great week.